Hello. I thought I would just come on to give you a bit of an update about my financial story. So in the last few videos, I've spoken a little bit about credit cards, I've spoken about savings, and I just thought I'll share a bit more and maybe you can benefit. So there was a point in my financial journey where I would, like I said, I was employed at the time, and every month I would write down my income and expenditure and just make sure I had enough to cover bills before I would treat myself or the children or what have you. And that was fine. And then I had an opportunity to run a law practice. Now, I had never viewed myself as a person that could run a business, but the opportunity came, the door opened, and I walked through it and I took up the challenge. I was quite surprised and pleasantly surprised because things ran and they sort of ran well. And the good thing was I didn't have to take out a business loan to start the business. So I, began to run the business and what have you, and started getting clientele and all of that. However, recession hit. So 3.5 years into the business, recession hit, that big recession in 2008. And it just swamped the business. It was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So it became a very challenging time, and there were so many financial consequences from the business then failing, and eventually I sort of shut the business down. One of the things that I sort of learned from that period was it was a time when I was running the business where I would say there was easy access to business loans, there was easy access to money to help run the business. There were profits from the business. But what I have learned from that is I didn't put enough aside. So I might have mentioned in the previous video that, we are taught to have an emergency fund, and at any point in time, we should have enough money to tide us over for at least 3 months. So if, for instance, you're in between contracts or you're in between jobs, then it would be good to make sure that in your emergency fund, you have at least 3 months salary to tide you over. So one of the things that I learned from that crash at that time was that I didn't have enough money set aside to keep me going. So I had to look for a job, and I looked for a job and I found a job, which was great. But like I said, lesson learned. That emergency fund is something that each and every one of us should endeavor to have, whereby we have at least 3 months salary to keep us ticking while we're in between or in a difficult patch, or, like I said, in between contracts, in between jobs, or just a little financial downturn. So I hope that's of benefit to somebody. And what I will do, I'm just checking to see how long I've spoken for, hence putting the glasses on. But what I will do is continue bringing you tips and talking about this financial story until I bring you up to where I am to date. So I hope this has been of some form of benefit, and I shall be posting another video soon. Take care.